Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, November 20th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Right now, I think you can make a legitimate argument for the figure division being the most talented group of athletes from top to bottom in the entire industry. And these days, they don't come a whole lot more talented than second-year standout Sandra Grajales. After another incredible season that saw her put together a string of highlight reel performances, word on the street is that the former North American champ has been training like an absolute demon lately. Late last week, Team Grajales almost shut down the Instagram servers when video from her latest leg workout dropped, giving all the fans of the Grajales Nation a little something to smile about. Grajales has made some major strides as an athlete both on and off the stage over the last 12 months, and that makes her a prime candidate to come into the 2018 season and push herself up into the upper echelon of the division. Sometimes a little bit of R&R can do wonders for both the mind and the body, or at least it looks that way right now for former Bikini Olympia champ Courtney King. Been a relatively quiet few months for King, who exploded into the headlines during Olympia prep season when she announced that she was officially pulling out of this year's contest to pursue some bigger and better things away from the stage. But late last week, some new videos surfaced where we see King cranking out an early morning pump session, not looking too far off that vintage form we saw dominate the division back in 2016. At the moment, there hasn't been any word from the King camp as to whether or not she's planning to compete again this season. But I'll tell you what, a 100% Courtney King is as good as any athlete in the business, and it would make for one hell of a storyline if she could come back and challenge Angelica Teixeira for what would be an epic clash of the Titans for the Olympia title again next season. Courtney King might have been making all the headlines before the Olympia, but when it came right down to it, there weren't too many athletes making headlines on the Olympia stage this year, quite like 2017 runner-up Romina Basualdo. Last weekend, the Argentinian bombshell dropped her first post-Olympia training footage, showing the rest of the bikini world what she's been doing to shape up her assets in this first phase of her off-season program. Following her win at the Amateur Olympia back in 2014, there were plenty of people out there predicting big things for Basualdo, but I'm not sure if there was anyone who could have predicted how quickly she made her way up to the top of the division. At the moment, Basualdo is looking like a very early top-flight contender for the Arnold Classic, and notching that win in Columbus could be just the thing she needs to catapult herself into a historic 2018 season. I've always believed that if you aren't setting goals so big that they scare you, you probably aren't aiming high enough. But when you look in the mirror and see a 277-pound monster staring back at you, and you end up scaring the hell out of yourself, well, to be honest, I don't really know what you do. Over the weekend, some new progress photos surfaced of a flat-out scary-looking 277-pound Nathan Asha, who apparently has not missed one single meal since officially lying a ribbon on his 2017 season. The man they call the Prophecy came back in his sophomore session and did not disappoint, especially on the fourth place finish he had at the 2017 Prague Pro, where he put together the best overall look to date. From day one, Asha has been a guy who's had superstar potential stamped across his chest. But do you know what the crazy thing is? This kid hasn't even competed in 10 pro shows yet, and he's only going to keep getting better from here on out. Donald Trump was the biggest import to hit the shores of China last week. Well, guess again, because fitness fans in the Far East also played the role of gracious host to Aussie big man Josh Lenartowicz. Last weekend, Lenartowicz released some photos and video highlights from his grand tour in Beijing, highlighted by a guest posing performance where he showed up looking gigantic and absolutely brought the house down. With all the pain and heartache Lenartowicz went through this year, it's great to see him get out there, enjoying life and bringing smiles to the faces of the legions of fans around the globe. And as long as he can get himself mentally refocused and physically and spiritually in line, I have no reason to believe that we won't see a lights-out Josh Lenartowicz come out and dominate again next season. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.